Today I'm sharing my top 10 completely free items to sell on eBay, all provided by Mother Nature. From sticks and rocks to weeds in your backyard, I'm even going to teach you how to sell owl barf. Hey, my name is Matt and this channel is Flip Empire, where it's all about buying low and selling high. This is part of a video series I'm creating called eBay101, where I share tips and strategies to help you make more money on eBay. Please feel free to subscribe, and if you have a comment, please feel free to share it. All right, let's get right to it. All right, this is a pretty cool topic, sourcing free stuff from nature. Normally when people are sourcing, they spend lots of money, or they have to go to yard sales or thrift stores, or they have to dig in their house. I'm going to talk to you about how you don't even have to leave your backyard. You may have some of these things sitting on your property. Let's go ahead and move on. We're going to start talking about sticks. So the first type of stick that you want to look for is a unique branch or root. Specifically like a walking or hiking stick. There are a couple of different types of walking or hiking sticks. The kind that are used for walking and the kind that are used for cosplay, like what Gandalf is holding here. And I'm going to show you some examples here in a second that show that these things are worth hundreds of dollars if you can market it the right way and you can find the right looking pieces of wood. So looking at the walking stick category, wow, these things sell like crazy. This is a seller called Diamond Willows. And looks like they're making a full-time income on selling sticks. Check it out, April. These are mostly all March and April. And their best one here sold for $242.45 with 25 bids. As you scroll down, probably at least a dozen over $100. So that's really good. And you just kind of have to get an idea as to what people are looking for. So they like these ones that look twisted, that someone can use because they want to dress up like Gandalf or like Yoda, or somebody that might carry something like this, or maybe they just want to have it for walking around or hiking. But anyway, this is a very interesting example of how you can make really good money just selling sticks. All right, back to sticks. Now we're going to talk about driftwood, and you can see some examples of driftwood here. These are specifically small pieces of driftwood. And like I said, they are used for crafting and decor. I recommend selling them by the full USPS flat rate priority mailbox. Essentially what you do is you list it and you say, I will fill up a large flat rate box or a medium flat rate box with, if you're going to sell all different sizes, then you start by putting larger pieces in, you backfill with medium pieces, and then you get smaller pieces in around those items. All right, going over to small driftwood, you walk along the beach and you're like, oh, hey, there's 10 bucks. Oh, there's 20 bucks. Just pick it up and put it in a bag. Okay, still sticking with the sticks theme. Now we're going to talk about large driftwood and roots, specifically for aquariums. It's also to decorate their terrariums for reptiles, lizards, snakes, and then also for decor. This one's kind of cool. It looks like they melted glass around the driftwood. Now, there is some good money in this. People, if you look at how they market this, they say this is driftwood root, and it is for an aquarium, terrarium, pond, waterfall. Notice they put fresh water in there if it came from fresh water, for reptile terrarium, etc. So if you have some unique pieces of wood like this, more money. Look at this guy, just had a piece of wood, set it on the bed of his truck, took the picture, and sold it for 35 bucks. But check out that shipping, $115. And now let's move over to the rocks and fossils category. Now, rocks and fossils are normally unique to your area, so you're going to have to figure out exactly what types of rocks or fossils you have nearby, and then look it up on eBay. You may be surprised. So here are some examples of what I've actually sold. So the first is obsidian. Obsidian is normally found in volcanic areas, so if you don't have a volcanic area near you, then this may not be the item that you can go out and find. But I actually do find these pieces within about 4 hours of where I live. There is volcanic activity, and I have found this stuff all over the ground, and I sell it for $20 to $35 per chunk. Next, geodes. You may have geodes in your area too. And these are pretty cool. They look like a regular rock, but when you break them open, they have crystals inside. Also petrified wood, and I'll show you some examples of these different things and how much they sell for here in just a second. And then also in my area, I can find fossilized shark teeth. Petrified wood, I just searched petrified wood again, sorted highest to lowest, looked at sold listings, and if you have petrified wood in your area, some of these are polished and they look really cool, and some are very rare, like this says ultra rare. So you may not find any that are worth $4,500. Shark teeth. So these are the types of shark teeth that you find around where I live. And I never found any this big. Most of the ones I found were very small, maybe half an inch was the biggest. So nothing that's really worth a ton of money that I've found, but these people make pretty good money on it. And if you're good at finding it, then this is also a resource for you. And if you don't have these around your area, like I said, not a problem. Just think of things that you do have and look it up. Okay, I just threw this in here because if you can find a meteorite, that's like the holy grail. This is the kind of money that 693-pound meteorite sells for. But yeah, I'm not even going to talk about meteorites today. And so now let's talk a little bit about other natural stuff. Pine cones. Yes, pine cones. Some of you have hundreds or thousands of pine cones nearby. What I recommend, if you have large ones like the sugar pine cone seen in the picture, sell large cones individually or in small groups, and then sell smaller cones in lots of 10, 20, 30, and unique pine cones will sell better, of course, because they're harder to find. Other natural stuff. Sweet gum tree balls. I really didn't know what these were called, and I didn't even actually know that they sold on eBay, but I did a little research, and I found that I just called them Pokeballs, because you don't want to step on one of these without a shoe on, but they fall off the tree. They're usually all over the ground, and people sell these on eBay, again, for people that like to craft. You could probably make some cool stuff out of those, so you would sell these in large lots. So here are some of those sugar pine cones, 11 inches to 14 inches. So those are huge ones. What is that? 4 of them sold for $123. And finally, tumbleweeds. Nobody likes tumbleweeds. And if they knew that they were worth money, I think that they would change their mind. But they're used as stage props. And they can also be used as decor or for crafting or whatever. Now these are sharp, they have thorns on them. So remember, handle with care. And there's nearly an unlimited supply in some areas. So this is about 2 hours away from where I live. And these people are terrified. This is in Victorville, California, and this just happened. This article came out April 19th, 2018. And so these residents were trapped in their homes because these tumbleweeds took over their neighborhood. And now if it was me and those tumbleweeds took over my neighborhood, I would be so thrilled, because guess what? These tumbleweeds sell for about 25 bucks a piece. Those guys have a jackpot on their hands. I didn't even know about this, but when I was doing some work researching and getting this stuff ready for this video that I'm making, I thought, you know, what do we have in our area that I can use as an example that I didn't really know anything about, but I decided to look it up, and I just thought, hey, we have a bunch of annoying tumbleweeds in our area. I wonder if somebody buys those. And sure enough, I just typed in tumbleweed. It's in the decor section in Western Americana, and looks like most of these are coming from Texas, and there's some from Arizona. So hey, looks like there's an open market for California tumbleweeds. Maybe that's a good place for me to list some. All right, so don't be discouraged if you don't have these things in your area. Just be creative. Think of things that are unique to your geography, and then look them up on eBay. You will probably be surprised at what sells. Hopefully you were surprised at some of these things, and I taught you a few things. Also, even though natural resources are free, make sure that you check to ensure that these things aren't protected, the lands aren't protected, it's not illegal, you're not on private land, and that the resources are renewable. Okay, to wrap it up, I promised to tell you about how I have sold owl barf. I don't think that you can sell this on eBay. I've never tried. And for those of you who don't know what a barn owl pellet is, it's essentially the bones and fur that are undigestible in an owl's stomach that it barfs back up onto the ground. So if it sounds gross, you're right. It is gross. Back in high school, I saw an ad in the newspaper. Somebody said that they were buying owl pellets for between 25 cents and 60 cents a piece. And I knew where there was a pretty good supply of barn owl pellets. So I went and I learned how to do it. They said just collect a 5-gallon bucket full and mail it to us, and we'll send you a check. And so sure enough, I mailed them a 5-gallon bucket, and they sent me a check for over $200. This is back in the mid-90s. And so that helped me make a lot of extra money going through high school and into college. And I think there are still companies out there that do this. I eventually learned what they do with these. They take the barn owl pellet and they cook them in an industrial oven, and then they take each one individually and wrap it in aluminum foil, and they send it off to local schools who dissect them, and they do it as part of science class. I actually thought about selling directly to the schools and doing that myself, but my mom didn't like the idea of me cooking barn owl pellets in her oven. And now that I'm an adult, I understand why she didn't want me to do that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe because there will be more where this came from. And check out my other videos. I do unboxing videos, I do live haul videos, and I will be doing more of the eBay 101 series where I help teach you how to maximize your profits on eBay. So until next time, see you later.